Welcome to this explainer. The daily headlines about artificial intelligence are incredibly noisy right now. To actually find the signal through all that static, we've got to take a step back. So today, we're going to explore humanity's economic past, map out some present macroeconomic data, and use all of that to really understand our AI-driven future.
Because let's be honest, this is the core question on everyone's mind. Will AI replace us or elevate us? And hey, it's completely natural to feel some anxiety when you're facing a technology that just seems to outpace our ability to even comprehend it. But to find the real answer, we need to look at the hard data, the historical trends, and the strategic decisions that global leaders are making right at this very moment.
Section 1. The Engine of Progress. As the researchers at Our World in Data point out, the Industrial Revolution ended the Malthusian trap, making it possible for a country to leave abject poverty behind. Think about it. For centuries, humanity's living standards essentially stagnated. If our population grew, well, our resources were just stretched incredibly thin. But technology, things like the steam engine, factories, mass production, that became the physical engine pulling societies forward. It catalyzed absolutely unprecedented growth.
And you can really see the long-term results of that historical engine when you look at U.S. labor productivity. Since 1947, despite all the recessions and geopolitical crises we've been through, our ability to produce value has climbed in this reassuring, steady upward trajectory. And that climb? It's driven entirely by technological advancement.
Section 2. The AI economic shock.
7%. Now, according to projections by Goldman Sachs, breakthroughs in generative AI have the potential to boost global GDP by 7% over a 10-year period. Just let the sheer scale of that sink in for a second. We're talking about almost $7 trillion of wealth and productivity being injected straight into the global system. But how does a macroeconomic shock like that actually hit our daily lives? Well, an analysis of over 900 U.S. occupations reveals that roughly 67%, literally 2/3 of all jobs, are exposed to some degree of AI automation. And globally, that translates to a staggering 300 million full-time jobs experiencing a fundamental shift in how the work gets done.
Section 3. Automation versus new creation. So, according to economists at the National Bureau of Economic Research, there are two competing forces at work here. First, you have the displacement effect. That's the very real threat of AI stepping in to replace human labor in specific tasks. But pulling in the exact opposite direction is the productivity effect. This is where massive cost savings from automation actually drive up demand, which in turn creates entirely new, non-automated tasks for us humans to tackle. To really ground that theory, consider this incredible insight from economist David Otter. He notes that 60% of today's workers are employed in occupations that didn't even exist in 1940. I mean, think about what that means. The digital marketers and cybersecurity experts of today would sound like pure science fiction to someone sitting at a typewriter back then. Historically, the technology-driven creation of new positions accounts for over 85% of employment growth. Yes, technology displaces for sure, but historically, it creates far, far more than it destroys.
Section 4. Leading through the uncertainty.
Now, there's a fascinating immediate tension happening right now. While the promise of AI is obviously massive, 56% of global CEOs report they aren't seeing any immediate financial returns yet. No revenue growth, no lower costs. You see, AI isn't a magic wand. It requires immense patience, really strong foundations, and careful strategic alignment to actually generate that value. But the dynamic leaders out there, they aren't paralyzed by this waiting period. They are actively crossing borders to reinvent their business models. 42% are competing in entirely new sectors. They're planning acquisitions outside their existing industries, and 51% are planning international investments. They recognize that surviving a technological shock requires aggressive, proactive reinvention. However, there's a very human trap that leaders often fall into: the tyranny of the urgent. Executives are spending nearly half their time, 47%, putting out daily fires that are less than a year out. And they're spending only 16% of their time on horizons of 5 years or more. If you spend all your time looking through a microscope at today's emails, you're going to completely miss the telescope view of tomorrow's reinvention.
Section 5. Putting humans first. To truly secure tomorrow, we have to look at the human level, starting with education, which is really the foundation of our future. Ian from Owl Ventures describes AI not as a replacement, but as a world-class TA and data analyst, ensuring that this AI is really built around the core of the teacher. This is a profound shift in perspective. AI's highest and best use is to handle the scaffolding, the grading, the analytics, freeing up the human educator to do what only a human can do, truly inspire and mentor.
But getting to that harmonious future requires evolving our design philosophy. We've moved from traditional software design to user-centered design, where we simply ask the user what they want. But AI's power requires a third step, human-centered AI design. We can't just design for the teacher anymore. We have to holistically account for how this technology impacts the students, the families, and society at large.
And that highlights our final, most vital challenge. As Stanford economist Susan Athey points out, the bottleneck is no longer engineers to build ideas. The bottleneck is effective implementation. Building AI products? That's actually becoming the easy part. The truly difficult work is thoughtful, incentive-aligned implementation that serves human beings, rather than locking them into flawed systems.
Which leaves us with an essential question to ponder. As AI inevitably reshapes our economy, what role will you play in designing a human-centered future? The technological engine is running, the macroeconomic shocks are already here, and the data is crystal clear. But our future isn't predetermined by machines. It requires our intentional, highly human design. Thanks so much for learning with me in this explainer today. Now take this perspective and go build what's next.